haven't used this before. I don't know how they work as a divination tool, but we're going to find out. Don't forget to check out my website. New Year's readings are available there. You can book a personalized New Year's reading for yourself or for a loved one as a gift. See you there. They sound lovely, I think. So I'm gonna roll 3 of them and get the topic for today's reading, and then we're going to draw 1 tarot card. All right? So let's see what this does. Let's see how it works. So we have a building. At least I think this is what it is. And we have sheep. And we have hands. So the way this kind of presents in my mind right now is that there are certain things, that certain areas and locations in a metaphysical or spiritual sense that we are not allowed to enter. These are secluded, sequestered areas of existence which are not accessible to those who are not knowledgeable enough, who don't have enough willpower, who do not have the permission to enter. So what are these places, and how can we, is it possible for us to train ourselves to be able to gain access to these areas of existence as well? So what is it that is being, at this point, what is it that's being kept from us in a spiritual sense? And so this is for all of us watching, including myself, because I'm the one doing these readings. Oftentimes there's a high contamination of my emotional energy and my spiritual journey interfering with these videos. And but let's see how this resonates with you guys. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments, if you will. So what is the forbidden area? Okay, and here's the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is speaking to disobedience and this sort of not just whimsical but also kind of threatening, really unpredictable behavior that people display when they get close to the edge, when they approximate that frontier between madness and normalcy or standard consciousness, whatever that is, the consensus of reality that we all choose to participate in. So this is the outskirts of phenomenological experience with the Knight of Wands. This is these are outlandish, hard to explain experiences and kind of wild attitudes. So these are layers of human experience which are not accessible to you unless, let's see what comes up. And I'm also kind of making this connection with, the sheep cube and the disobedience, the reactance associated with the Knight of Wands. Okay, so what is it that we can do to be able to enter these areas of human experience? if we want to. And here's the King of Wands. So interesting. So this is weird because on the one hand, the Knight of Wands is less developed and less well organized, less formulated, less expert-like than the King. The King is much higher when it comes to the ranking of energy and mastery in the court system. But what this suggests is that this is not a gradual thing. You cannot gradually approach the King of Wands via the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands in this context is not a step towards mastery of energetic stability. Quite the opposite. When you master your energy, your behavior, your decision making, when you create that ironclad stability, if that is even possible in the realm of fire, something analogous to that, let's say, when you have that confident radiance and that ability to make the right moves at the right time, when you have that connection with your authority, inner authority figure and leadership, that's when you can start to overthrow that internal government, that internal tyranny, if you will, that is keeping you within the bounds of regular patterns of cognition and perception. So once you've mastered, interestingly, once you've mastered the fire element, is when you can, in a seeming downgrade or a step down or a step back, access these fringe, peculiar motives of human experience and consciousness. So it's to me, this reminds me of how, if you're a musician, you first need to learn the order of things, at least according to some. You first need to be able to play music that is widely socially accepted. You first need to master your instrument. You first need to be able to recognize and produce the harmonies which we consensually deem to be pleasant to listen to, and then you can go wild and play all kinds of experimental free jazz-like music that only a very few select people are going to enjoy. So it's very far from the mainstream, and it may sound very similar to someone who has not yet mastered the instrument and are kind of struggling with it. So to the untrained ear, it may seem like a dilettante trying its wings, but in reality, you have mastered the instrument and you are now in the experimental phase. Very similarly, with painters, Picasso, if you look at his early paintings, his early artworks, you will find that he started out training himself and developing skills to be able to represent reality in its consensual form at the surface level. So he mastered that level first, and then he went on the path of disintegration and these influences of of cubism and abstract art started to play into his work, and he started to go wild and crazy with it. So that's the pattern, that's the pathway that these cards reveal. What do you think? Thank you for watching. See you next time.